welcome to Money Control. This is Shraddha Sharma and you're watching Editor's Take. SEBI has made it mandatory for companies to disclose default details to the public. Let's get more details on that with Money Control's Ravi Krishnan. Hi Ravi, welcome to the show.
Hi.
So what do the rules say?
Well, if a company has defaulted on its bank loans and this default continues for over 30 days, then it has to make these details public, report it to the stock exchange. This rule will take effect from 1st January. Now, this is, this is being made into law after almost 2 years of dilly-dallying and a back and forth between SEBI and RBI, banks and other stakeholders. The earlier rules were more stringent. SEBI had proposed that companies should disclose this default within 1 day of the default actually happening. But there was a lot of protest from companies and even from banks who said that a 1-day default could be technical. For example, a company might have a problem managing its cash flow. That's why it skipped a day in in making its due payments.
Okay, so help us understand what will be the implications of this move.
Well, I think it is a good move because it increases transparency, which is always good, right? Now investors will have up-to-date information on the status of a firm. So banks have an early warning signal system which is called a special mention accounts classification. Now equity investors will also have some kind of a warning system if a company defaults. This will also mean that this information will be reflected in the stock price of a company. So it will be the true stock price of a company. Plus this will increase credit discipline among borrowers because nobody likes to be tagged as a defaulter. And it will also be an incentive to banks to not to evergreen loans, because sometimes even if a company let's say defaults for a few days, banks sometimes provide top-up loans, etc., because of which a company might not be classified as an NPA eventually. So when a company has to disclose its defaults like this, then it's a disincentive for banks to evergreen. So overall, one hopes that it won't lead to pileups of such NPAs in the future, that it will be nipped in the bud.
Okay, so what will be coming next after this?
Well, I think the next step should be to make it more stringent. Now it is 30 days. It should be made, say, into 15 days, 1 week, or even 1 day as they had envisaged earlier. Because investors should be left to judge, if a default is a technical default or not, whether it is material for them or not. Also, we need to remember that this will bring parity between bank loans and other debt instruments. In 2015, SEBI had mandated that companies should promptly disclose any defaults on their non-convertible debentures, FCCBs, foreign currency convertible bonds, etc. So now they should move to a system where companies should treat bank loans the same. This will also have another benefit. So right now this information and asymmetry is also a kind of arbitrage which companies can play upon and take more loans from banks. But now this will push companies to borrow more from the bond market, which is also what the RBI has been wanting to do.
All right, Ravi, thank you for joining us with those insights. That's all for today's episode of Editor's Take. For more news, views and updates, stay logged on to moneycontrol.com. Thanks for watching.